Greetings, ladies and gentlemen of the internet. It's Rock and Roll Spot Comic with the remainder of the weekly comic book roundup. Give you Spider-Man, miscellaneous, and movie tie-in. So let's get started, shall we? With Symbiote Spider-Man #2. Where we left off, Spider-Man had get out running with Mysterio, and things went very wrong for Mysterio. Also, Mysterio attempted to rob a bank, and a bank teller was accidentally killed and everything. So, we pick up, we've got some narration by Mysterio. God, I hate Spider-Man. That arrogant punk. Hell, I would have learned his secret identity years ago that idiot Jonah Jameson hadn't intervened at the last moment. Now he swings around the city, cloaked in his anonymity, doing whatever he pleases, in a costume that cannot be of this world. It changed from his uniform to street clothes instantly. I have to learn more about it. Plus he has that hot girlfriend, the Black Cat. What can she possibly see in him? I should be the premier villain in the city, in the world! Instead, time after time, that cursed web-slinger has defeated me. Many consider me a joke. That's about to change. Thanks to my new potential ally. He's referring to, when he mentions almost learning Spider-Man's identity, he's referring to some events that occurred way back in Amazing Spider-Man #24. So, we cut to a movie set. Stuntman is smacking a guy around, is doing his thing. But he's not following the directions. No near misses. He actually, punched the guy in the face. And for this, he gets fired and escorted off set. Back in the trailer, Mysterio is waiting for him, and they talk a bit. The guy actually asks if he's any relation to Rey Mysterio. But our stuntman isn't impressed by Mysterio's holograms. And he convinces he pretty much figures that his new ally, might I add, a man by the name. Oh, geez, what did I give his name? Alan Jennings. Yes, presumably he's a mutant. Mysterio figures this guy's a mutant. He's, explains that mutants aren't freaks. They're creations of nature. Spider-Man, however, Spider-Man's a freak. And so he sends Alan after him. Once again, swinging around, Spider-Man sees Mysterio and, dusting off his Spidey sense. So, it's an illusion. So he's trying to... Then he wants to kind of apologize for, what happened. Hey, I didn't realize you were actually, mourning someone. My bad. But Alan shows up. One of the illusions of Mysterio is hiding his new partner, Alan, now using the name Hard Rock, which he's not a fan of. And apparently this guy is, Spidey punches him and hurts himself and compares it to hitting a brick wall, or Colossus. And then his A quick joke is made about how Spider-Man's the best there is, and Spider-Man replies, "Actually, that's Wolverine." Also, the outfit that Hard Rock's wearing is treated to so the webbing won't stick. So, he smacks Spidey around, knocks him out, then pulls a gun, puts it to his head. But then the costume wraps itself around. First, goes up Hard Rock's arm, then into his mouth, and back out the hard way. That way. Mysterio ends up barfing in his helmet. The Kingpin arrives and discovers all this. Mysterio's been watching everything from one of Kingpin's offices. Mysterio gets away before Kingpin discovers him. But his buddy Johnny finds him, and they talk, and he says, hey, that there's something powerful that Mysterio can help Kingpin capture. And so his buddy Johnny's like, tell me more. And that is where the issue ends. Next up, we've got Marvel's Annotated number 3. Damn, these things are heavy. So, in the last issue, we dealt with the Mutant Menace and the wedding of the Fantastic Four. We entered the Silver Age. And this one, it seems that the people have turned on the Marvels. And to be fair, there were actually quite a few stories back in the Silver Age where that did deal with kind of the more nitty gritty of things. People in masks not entirely being trusted. And early on, apparently the Avengers are about to be ordered to disband by the mayor, but it turns out it was all misunderstanding. A group of their villains had framed them, so But Tony Stark is, still being looked at. So. And then Phil, our protagonist, takes his family to the zoo one day. The zoo starts flooding. Apparently, this is happening the same time that the Avengers first fought Atlantean menace Attuma. And they take him out. We get other things like a clip of Spidey. Well, Spidey, it's actually Kraven the Hunter, having just harassed J. Jonah Jameson. The FF fighting, I think it's supposed to be Dragon Man. And one day, the sky is suddenly ablaze. The world will go over. Then the fire turns into rocks. And in the rocks, a silver man on a silver surfboard. And the rocks vanish, or the Human Torch goes up against him. The Thing. Then Galactus arrives. Honestly, Ross did an awesome job with that. So, it ends up being a retelling of the Coming of Galactus issues of Fantastic Four. Um, and, well, so all the reporters trying to get get a look at what's going on, and then the FF recover. The fight continues. Phil decides to hell with this and heads home. And then he learns that in the end, the Silver Surfer turned on Galactus and hit, and that's just amazing. And Mr. Fantastic basically held up a small device to Galactus, which, as the news reporter puts it, seemed to cause the giant creature great concern. But then, shortly thereafter, goes back to normal. The Bugle calls Galactus a hoax. And Phil Sheldon meets young cub photographer from Bugle, Mr. Peter Parker, who's bringing in pictures of Spider-Man that make him look terrible. Sheldon leaves Jameson's office, saying to himself that if he were Spider-Man, he'd beat the stuffing out of that little weasel. If only Sheldon knew. Anyway, he takes his family out for ice cream, but turns out he's got to go. Count Nefaria has imprisoned Washington D.C. and the X-Men responded fighting him. As he gets into his cab, Phil overhears people, bad mouthing the X-Men, and turns on him and says, so what do you get people need? The world to actually end? Digging for garbage, you can't even admit to yourself that you're grateful? And so, book 3 comes to its close. There's also, in the notes, the annotations, various where various what various issues or points in the book refer to. Also, who various people in the book were based on. Like our reporter, one newscaster was kind of based on a young Peter Jennings. Various other, like I said, various things. This is based on this panel from this issue or this page. So, but yeah. Also the meeting of Parker and Sheldon. And yeah, and then there's also some lovely, Alex, some lovely artwork. Sketches, actual just, you know, like I said, just absolutely beautiful work. Various characters. The script. Sheesh. Yeah. I swear these Marvel's annotated are so worth it. God. Yeah, the cover price is nuts, but worth every penny. I actually think that the original printings of Marvels, when they first came out, I think they cost then what a normal comic book costs now. I'll have to I'll have to dig out my copies of those. Anyways, moving on to the final book of the week. Star Wars Age of Rebellion, Boba Fett. Alright, so Boba Fett. Criminals across the galaxy tremble in fear at the mere mention of the name, Boba Fett. He is a bounty hunter without equal. What drives the man behind the Mandalorian mask? Now, last we saw Boba Fett in any of these was in the Jango Fett Age of Republic one-shot. Where he first began to cement his own reputation. So we begin on the planet Karajam in the Outer Rim. A man named Zingo is being told to take shards from a woman, but please, don't kill her. Then Zingo and his partner see someone coming and realize that it's Boba Fett. But Boba Fett passes by and they realize that he wasn't sent for them. He'd already got his bounty. And so, in a nearby town, Boba Fett shows up and claims the bounty, 50,000 credits. And he's told that if for 3,000, he can get a special deal on the Jorgen Spa. And he's earned a little rest. Fett's having none of it. So, turns out there's a bounty on Zingo Gabnet. 100,000 credits. So, Fett takes it. The other hunter almost says he'll take it, but when he sees that Fett's interested, well, he backs down. Turns out Zingo is listed as being an Imperial rebel collaborator, though more importantly to the Guild, he broke code, iced, and killed some Guild hunters who were chasing some rebels. So, Fett goes out looking. Turns out Zingo and his partner gotten caught up in a dust storm, and word has reached Zingo's partner that Fett's after him. So his plan becomes to cross the desert, meet the Zan sisters on the other side, then get off planet. However, the portion of the desert they're in is referred to as the Death Plains. And Zingo's partner explains that they don't have enough water. So Zingo shoots his partner, takes what water he has, and says he does now. Soon, though, Boba Fett finds him, gives him some water, tells Fett where Zingo's going. Just take a shot at him, and then Zingo arrives at town. Well, the Zan sisters want nothing to do with him right now. He's with Fett on Zingo's tail. No, So he goes to a town. He goes to a town. Well, he goes to a town. He just takes everyone prisoner. Calls out Boba Fett. Turns out he's got a thermal detonator. Which Fett escapes. And he smacks Zingo around a bit. Takes him down, frees everyone. People of the town thank him, and Fett just goes on about his way. Brings him in. God thanks him. But what was just there for the bounty? Well, the guy who thanks Boba for saving his sister he's still trying to talk with Fett, hey, you should go after the Zan sisters. They're just as bad. They're killers and thieves. And, he's actually picked off some members of their gang, but he can't finish them alone. But the guild rep explains to the guy that the Zan sisters had friends with the Empire. And if he's messing with them, he's just going to get himself into trouble. And dude's like, tries to appeal to Boba Fett that they need help. And he explains, you hunt bad men, murderers, criminals. And Boba finally says, no. I hunt bounties. As it turns out, the man talking to him has a bounty. And that is that. I should really like the fact that Fett said nothing until the very end. Anyway, that's it for this week's comic book roundup. As always, feel free to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell icon to be notified when I put up new content. Links to my Facebook, Twitter, and Patreon are in the description box down below. This is Rock and Roll Spock signing off, saying, live long and rock hard.